Hello everybody, welcome back to DD 172. Now, everybody was complaining DD 171 was too easy. Too easy? Good. Then try DD 172. This will be difficult. It is about the EU, the European Union. Last week the EU was in the news. Well, you will have to wait for the end, and then I'll talk about it again. It will be difficult. But first, we need to go back to the easy one, DD 171, which was talking about cloning, talking about moving DNA around. And it sounds like there might be some problems with this very interesting and controversial science. Let's listen again.
The problem with just copying the DNA is like taking a book and all you copy are the letters in the book, and you don't copy the spacing between the words or the punctuation.
Okay, it was kind of easy, but sometimes you need an easy lesson. Let me read it. The problem with just copying the DNA is like taking a book and all you copy are the letters in the book, and you don't copy the spacing between the words or the pronunciation. Let's go back here. The problem with A is B. Okay, so that's a pattern. The problem with A is B. The problem with YouTube English lessons is you can't talk directly to me. The problem with YouTube online lessons is you can't talk directly to me. No, but you can. We have Friday Night Live. Be sure to join us. So, the problem with A is B. What is A? The problem with just copying the DNA. So in this case, we can change the word just. What can we change it to? Simply. The problem with simply copying the DNA. So the nuance is we want to clone. We want to clone Shane. So what do? Well, we just copy Shane's DNA and put it into an egg and grow a new Shane. Well, just copying, simply copying Shane's DNA is a problem. So what is the problem? The problem is, it is like, and like, excuse me, excuse me, yeah, okay, it's like taking a book and all you copy. Now, here's a key word, all you copy. We can exchange this word for what? Instead of all, the only thing. And the only thing you copy, in this case all are, is. So it's like taking a book and the only thing you copy is the letters in the book, or the original. It's like taking a book and all you copy are the letters in the book. And you don't copy the spacing between the words. So between each word there is spacing. These are spaces. So when you just copy DNA, you lose the spacing. Or the pronunciation. You don't copy A or B. You don't copy the spacing between the words, or we could also say and in this case, and will work, and or. The pronunciation, the sound of the words. So you can copy the DNA A to B, but when you copy it, you lose the spacing between the DNA and you lose the pronunciation of the DNA. He's making an analogy of DNA. He's thinking of DNA like a book. Okay? So he's comparing DNA to a book. So we can copy a book, but if we copy the book and there is no spacing and we don't know the pronunciation, it's really difficult to understand the book. And it's really difficult to recognize the cloned book is actually the same as the original. It's difficult because there's no spacing. There's no pronunciation of the words. So it's the same thing, but it's different. And that is the problem with simply copying DNA. So I think what he means to say is you can take the DNA from this cat and create a clone. The same cat, but it might look the same, but there might be many things that are actually different. The messages in the DNA might become mixed up or confused or jumbled. So what that means is if you clone something, it might not and probably won't be exactly the same. It'll be really similar. And if you're lucky, it might come out pretty much the same, but there will be differences. Yeah. Well, did you ever see the movie Austin Powers? The first movie? Personally, I like the movie. It's a stupid movie, but I like the movie. In the movie, there's the character Dr. Evil. And Dr. Evil made a clone of himself, and his clone's name was Mini-Me. And obviously there were some problems in the cloning process. But I think Mini-Me is kind of cute. But Mini-Me has a problem. Mini-Me likes to eat kitties. That's not good. Don't eat the kitties. Leave the kitties alone. Don't bite them. Okay, so do you understand the story? Once again, we have two important words, just and all. And those are really simple words, but remember the meaning is simply, and the meaning is the only thing. Okay? I'll give you another example. All you copy is, let me see this. All I have is $5. What does that mean? That means all my money is just $5. The only money I have is $5. That's what that means. So sometimes all means everything. But sometimes all means the only thing. It gets tricky. You need to practice. Okay, pronunciation, no problem. He said it slow, so let's say it slow together. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. The problem with just copying the DNA is like taking a book and all you copy are the letters in the book. And you don't copy the spacing between the words or the pronunciation. Listen 2 more times, then we go to DD 172, which will be difficult. Yeah!
The problem with just copying the DNA is like taking a book and all you copy are the letters in the book. and you don't copy the spacing between the words or the punctuation. The problem with just copying the DNA is like taking a book and all you copy are the letters in the book, and you don't copy the spacing between the words or the punctuation.
In daily dictation lessons, I do my best to not talk about religion and politics. However, I think the next subject will be okay. As you probably know, the European Union, the EU, last week won the Nobel Prize, the Nobel Peace Prize. I think nobody anticipated that result. I do not think anyone could imagine that the EU would win the Nobel Peace Prize. What do you think? I would like to know your personal opinion about the EU winning the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah. Well, anyway, this is a short news segment describing why the EU won the Nobel Peace Prize. It's actually two reasons, but one main reason. So listen and do the dictation. Why did the EU win the Nobel Peace Prize? You will dictate that. And then give me your opinion about the EU winning the Nobel Peace Prize. And maybe you think somebody else should have won the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, personally, I cannot think of anybody right now, but the EU? Really? They get the Nobel Peace Prize? Really? Okay, maybe. What do you think? Tell me. If you think it was a good decision, then explain it to me. If you think it was a bad decision, then write a sentence or two. Oh, this is terrible. Whatever you want. It's your opinion, and just do your best with the writing. Now, also, thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody for joining my channel. It was very nice of you to join my channel. Yes, thanks for joining my channel. And please share my video. Let's build the channel. Get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. I want 100,000 subscribers by January 1st. That's impossible. Duncan in China doesn't even have that many. But I want to try with your help. Can you hear my cat? My cat is looking for a boyfriend. She's lonely. Anyway, please share my video. Share it on Facebook and share it through Twitter and VK.com and Orkut, all the other great services out there. You can link or embed my video in your blog. I really appreciate that. That helps a lot, and so many people join that way. So thank you very much. And also, if you can, please follow me on Twitter. If you follow me on Twitter, you get a picture of this board, and you also get updates on when I put up new videos. And I will make audio recordings of the answers so you can listen and practice that way too. So please follow me on Twitter. Have a great day, and I shall see you. Yes, I believe tomorrow night I will have another lesson. Thanks a lot, everybody. See you next time. Bye-bye.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee applauded the EU's efforts to hold the union together in the face of the debt crisis and its 6 decades of work to advance peace and reconciliation. The Norwegian Nobel Committee applauded the EU's efforts to hold the Union together in the face of the debt crisis and its 6 decades of work to advance peace and reconciliation. The Norwegian Nobel Committee applauded the EU's efforts to hold the Union together in the face of the debt crisis and its 6 decades of work to advance peace and reconciliation. The Norwegian Nobel Committee applauded the EU's efforts to hold the Union together in the face of the debt crisis and its 6 decades of work to advance peace and reconciliation.
This class was approved by T. Oh, I'm T.